Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Welcome to Texas Toast. I'm Miss Helen, along with our guest for this week, who is kind of a new face, but is really moving up the chart and has a great single out to radio right now. Hello, Hunter Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
I am so happy for you to be here because when I first heard your song, Go For a Drive, that is my kind of song. Like, it drove straight into my playlist.
Heck yeah, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're digging it. I really am. So we produced that out of our houses here in Oklahoma City, and it's a pretty organic way we did it. So I'm glad people are digging it for sure.
Yeah, it's got such a great sound. And I don't know if you've kept up with your numbers, but I was looking at your numbers because yesterday was the chart review and I was catching up. But you are doing really good on the TCMA chart. You went from 60 to 48 this week. You're at number 54 on the Texas Regional Radio Report only after 5 weeks. That is awesome. And then a big jump on CD Extraction Texas as well. So it's going places, but it's such a good song, Hunter.
I appreciate it. That's the first time I'm hearing this myself. I keep up with it some, but I'm so involved in making more music and all that. I'm just glad some people are listening to it. I really am. So that means a lot. That's cool. I didn't know all that stuff. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of that sports girl. I like stats anyway. That's why this whole music thing and sports kind of go hand in hand. Speaking of that, do you any sports that you play?
Yeah. I used to play I did football, track, golf, weightlifting. I'm a big sports fan. I'm really into college football. So that's usually, if I'm not doing music, I think you need to be balanced a little bit. I'm reading about college football or something like that. So we're going to the gym. I like a good balance. And I think if you're too one track minded, it can do too much to you, so. That
is so true. So true.
Yeah.
Baseball and fishing for me. That's what
baseball
keeps me.
And fishing. Cool.
Yes,
so I see you're an
yes.
Astros fan.
Oh yes, lifelong.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So where did you grow up? Where'd you come from? What's your background?
Yeah, I'm from just outside of Oklahoma City, kind of a suburb, and I actually got to work on my grandparents' farm a lot growing up and do that kind of stuff, but also live the suburban life. And now I'm just kind of kicking it here in Oklahoma City and enjoying it. And all my musicians, all the guys that I play with live around here. We're within 10 minutes of each other. So Oklahoma City's not bad. You got the country that's 10 minutes away. So it's kind of a perfect area. You got everything you need, and then the country's 10 minutes away. So I really dig it here.
That's
sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So speaking of your musicians, so do you have a band together? What's your band like?
Yeah.
What's your live shows like?
Yeah, I've got a band. We've been together about 2.5, 3 years. It's like we lost a year because of 2020, but I've got a fiddle player, guitar player. We're like a 5 or 6 piece band, and it's all guys that I guess you'd say recruited around here. And, they'd played in other bands. And then finally, we kind of took the best of the best around our age group, I would say. There's a lot of good players around here, but guys that are like-minded, that get the sound, that, they're big Randy Rogers, Turnpike Troubadours fans. Like, we all connect through all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to make our own version of some of that, definitely trying to be ourselves though. But very thankful for my band members. They're very professional guys and all in their either mid 20s or early 30s. It's a pretty close age group. Pretty cool. So
right. So you have a new album that'll be coming out. When can we expect more music?
Early 2022. And I'm going to be putting out some singles before then and all that kind of stuff. The album's about 75% done. We know pretty much every song that's going to be on it. And like I said, we've been recording and producing it out of our houses. And we've got a room that we can play all together in and all that and track. But, we wanted to do it very natural. And I wanted to make sure that the sound came through authentically. And we're just making our version of country music. And so my guitar player, Kyler, he produced all of it alongside me. He's kind of the brains behind all the technical stuff. And, you know, what better person to produce your music than someone that knows it, that's passionate about it, that's in your band. So, you know, we had tried outside producers for years, and, you know, we had the most success with doing it ourselves. So it's very fun to make your own music, you know, from the ground up. It's pretty cool. So
Exactly. Like you're making it happen, like, you know, in-house basically. So when you say, you know, your musicians and your bandmates and y'all all are agreeable on that kind of style, what would you call your style of music?
You know, it's hard to compare me to anything. I'm kind of like a fresh version of something in between Oklahoma and Nashville. I'm definitely not the pop country thing at all. I don't vibe with that. But you know, I'd say like a newer version of like some 90s country, red dirt, kind of like that, you know, that could be very marketable as well. I think you see in Go for a Drive, like it's you know, that song kind of got me on 30 Tigers, that national record label. And, you know, I try to write music that's marketable, but yet real and authentic. It still has that grassroots feel, but yet, you know, it could catch on coast to coast. I guess that's what I'm going for. So, you know, that's what I've kind of dreamed of. So.
Well, and 30 Tigers, that's a great group to be with. So how did that come about?
My manager knew them, and then, you know, that's just one part of it though. Like they had to like the music. And so I've got like 5 of our demos in front of the owner that we had recorded out of our house and everything. And those songs you'll end up hearing as well. One of them was Go for a Drive. And I think it really kind of struck a chord with him. And I saw some of the texts from him, and he was like, hey, like, this is going to be great. Like, I really believe in this. And you have to keep in mind, I've been doing this 8 or 9 years on my own and hustling any gig I could get. I came from nothing in the industry. And so I was my own manager, my own booking guy. I was hustling as much as I could all the time. And this all came out of nowhere. It was a shock. And I'm still trying to, you know, I guess accept it in my mind. It's crazy for me. So that label wanted me. And then I guess I'm getting on some big booking agencies now that I'm about to announce and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just very thankful that someone noticed me. So I'm lucky.
And you write your own material?
Yes, I do. I do co-writes here and there, but like 95% of my record, I wrote it all by myself. So yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. So did you sing a lot as a kid? Were you one of those that was like playing the guitar, singing all the time? Like when did it happen? When did you know that this music thing could, you know, was your thing?
Well, like I started playing guitar when I was 12, and I always had a deep affection for music. But I can say that I couldn't sing a lick when I was 15, 16 in high school when I was trying to get started. I mean, I wasn't very good. You know, you got to start somewhere. Yeah, you know, it's a vulnerable thing. I wasn't one of those kids that was on America's Got Talent when they're 7 years old. That was for sure not me. You know, sports was my main focus, but I was always playing guitar in the background, and that was kind of, I played that more than video games. That was kind of my thing that I did, you know, at home. And when I was in high school, people would invite me to a party, and there's like 2 songs that I could sing, you know, that I wasn't completely nervous on. And then when I was 19, I think I went to a Randy Rogers concert, and that was the night I knew that I wanted to pursue this and write my own music. And I kind of drew a line in the sand that night. I knew that's what I wanted to do. So that really inspired me. You know, I went home after that concert. I couldn't hardly sleep I don't think I fell asleep till 7 a.m. that next day. I just was thinking about it, and it kind of lit a fire in me.
So that's what ignited this whole thing. And what inspired you to write Go for a Drive?
Just I wanted to capture that moment when, you know, your favorite song comes playing through the radio, and it's probably a summer night, and you're out, you know, driving around through town or out back roading, whatever it may be for you, and everything feels right. The world seems at peace. And I thought, what better time than 2021 to release that song, you know, like a peaceful, you know, kind of all is right song. So
I know. Isn't it funny, songs about driving or like just taking that drive? Because there was you know, you go through periods in your life where sometimes that was my break. I would literally I'm going for my drive, putting the music on. So that's why I think I really, really like that song. So can you give us any like hints or glimpses into what some of the songs coming out on the new album, like as far as, what they're about? I don't need full details. I know some
Yeah.
of it's a surprise, but I'm kind of
Well,
anxious to see what you have coming up.
yeah, I've got a country kind of sounding, and then I've got stuff that's just a hair more maybe mainstream, but it's definitely not the Nashville mainstream. I can tell you that. But I would say that like I've got a song called Houston. I'll be dropping, and that's about a kind of a long distance relationship there, and just real life stuff. And I'm just trying to speak to the listener. Like I ask my friends, and I'm a normal person too. I've had to work jobs for so long, and just be the most speak to the listener and really make this so. I'm pretty into that. Everyone, it's got your feel good. The college crowd loves too. So,
Right. I'm super excited about that. I'll be looking forward to that. So any particular influences? I know Randy Rogers is a huge influence, obviously,
yeah.
after you told the story about going to the concert, but other musicians that maybe influenced you as far as your style or your pursuit of music.
There's local songwriters around here that really like some guys, middle-aged couple of guys that took me under their wing that kind of showed me the ropes of songwriting in my early 20s that I owe a lot to those guys. They kind of helped push me into being a better songwriter. And so that's kind of my local influences, but also like people like John Prine, Turnpike Troubadours. I listen to a lot of songwriter stuff, and then even down to the 90s country folks, from it's kind of cool. I play a lot of the same clubs that Toby Keith played when he was up and coming. And we like the guitar solo on Go for a Drive, that's Mike Crosno playing, and he was Toby Keith's guitar player throughout the 90s. And so we have like late show videos of him with a blonde mullet, and he played on Should Have Been a Cowboy and all that. So like I get those influences too. Like we're good friends with Toby Keith's old band. And so, that's good for us young guys to learn, that experience and all that. So we take some of those 90s country influences and turn them our way a little bit. So
I like what you said. It's good for us young guys to learn. It's like even us
yeah.
old people are still learning. I still learn things every day
Oh yeah.
with my
I know how good
profession.
I'm not. I know how good I'm not at music. Like there's so much talent out there, and I just feel completely like blessed and lucky to be where I'm at. I work hard, but still there's always something to learn. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, in any kind of career, there's so many people out there, but especially in music and even the broadcast business, but especially in music. I mean, there's just, every time you turn a corner, every time I meet somebody, they're a musician or musician.
Yeah. There's one on every corner. It seems like, yeah. We're a musician. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're on the road. Is there anybody in particular that you're looking forward to playing with, or who would be your dream person to share the stage with?
Well, we're opening for Randy Rogers next week.
Heck yeah, you go, Hunter. That's awesome.
Yeah. So like, that was that night where I kind of drew a line in the sand was the background picture on my phone for like 4 or 5 years. So I would think about that every day. And so anyways, this is the first time I'm opening for Randy, and he liked some of our music. I guess my manager kind of showed it to him, and we're playing in Fayetteville next Thursday night, and Wichita on that Friday. So September 16th and 17th we'll be with Randy Rogers. So that's going to be cool.
So wow, what
yeah.
does that feel like? Is it your first time to play with Randy Rogers?
Yeah, it's the first time. So that's pretty cool to me. So it's a little surreal.
That's awesome. Wish we could be there cheering you on, but we'll be thinking about you.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I've also got one September 25th. I'm playing with Dwight Yoakam in Louisville, Western Days. So that's going to be super cool. A lot of good opportunities for me that I didn't have 6 months ago. So I'm very excited about it.
How long have you really been out playing your live shows?
Acoustically, it's been about 8 or 9 years
Okay.
since I was 20, and I'm 29 now. And then, so I was booking my own shows acoustically, and kind of took advice from those mentors I talked about, just to write songs, and that way you can get a better band. So I built myself up for about 7 years playing acoustic shows before I started to form a band. And then I put the band together about 3 years ago. And anyways, finally got the solid crew with the band. We've been together a while, and it's been a good sound that we're making. I really believe in the sound that my guys create. And, you know, you can go out to Nashville and have some studio musician band, and people have wanted me to do all that, but I'm recording with all my own guys, and I want it to be what you hear on stage. That's my big thing, is like, I just want it to be real for the listener. Like, what you hear at our live shows, you're going to hear through the recordings. That's a big deal to me. So
Yes, I love it how you've built your foundation and how you went step by step almost to
yeah,
perfection, and how it's all
yeah,
paid off now, and how you've kept it so organic and so within your group.
yeah. And you know, now there are outside pressures a little more than there were, and I've stood firm as far as keeping it that way. It's something that over the last few months I've really found out that means the most to me, like keeping it organic. And the answers aren't outside of what we have typically. You know what I mean? We ask for
Right.
other opinions, but we know what we want. And when you know the direction you're going, then you can cut a pretty clear path to it. And so, you know, it's my band. There's some guys I'm extremely loyal to. And, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at without those guys. I really wouldn't. So they're, you know, it's my name on the sign, but they're instrumental in my success. That's for sure. So they make me sound a lot better than what I am. So.
Yeah. Well, I love your sound just from the little sample I've gotten from Go for a Drive so far.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We enjoyed making that tune. We had a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
a lot of
So
fun.
kind of off topic. So if you weren't making music, which obviously you were born to make music, but if you weren't in the music business, what would you be doing?
There's a few things. I'm into fitness a lot and all that kind of stuff. I really like, you know, I've trained people before and done some of that kind of stuff. Like, I'd like to have my own gym someday or something of that nature. I just like helping people as far as that goes, and people reaching their goals. That's really what I like. Or maybe being a coach or something like that. I dig that kind of stuff
My daughter's a
for sure.
coach. Yes, she is.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. What does
Yeah.
she coach?
Well, actually, she coached volleyball and softball, and she went on to another campus. That was high school. She coached straight out of college. She went into coaching volleyball and softball, really straight out of college. And but
Awesome.
now she is actually, it's perfect for her. She's a PE coach on an elementary school campus.
Oh,
And
sweet. That
that's
sounds
that's my
fun.
girl. She'll be perfect for, I said, you know, those kids are going to absolutely love you. So yeah, that's some cool stuff. She's you know, I could tell you're goal oriented obviously with your
Yeah.
music, but it just comes naturally, and then you want to help other people achieve their goals. Like, you're just awesome, Hunter. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. That's my stepsister. She's basically my stepsister. My dad and her mom have been together for a long time, and she's a volleyball coach. So we go to a lot of volleyball games, and she just got done playing college last year. And right out of college, she went to coaching. And I really enjoy watching volleyball.
I do
That's
too. I
fun.
loved
It's
when my
entertaining.
daughter, yes, when my daughter played volleyball, I absolutely, it was just, those girls do a phenomenal job. Yeah,
Yeah,
volleyball was my favorite out of all the activities that she did.
really, yeah. It's actually like I didn't realize until I went to some college games and everything. Like, it's super entertaining. It's fast paced, and
Yes.
a lot of those girls are so athletic too. At the level I was watching them, it was crazy. So I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
So
Sports is a good thing. That's like I tell everybody, they're like, well, do you watch this or that on TV? It's like, most of the time it's either Food Network or sports. That's what I'm watching.
I watch
If
a
I
lot of
have,
Food Network too.
which
Yeah.
shows do you like?
Uh, I obviously like the man versus food kind of stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah,
That was
yeah, yeah.
cool. And I can't remember if he was on Food Network. I don't know that he was, but Anthony Bourdain, I
Yes, we
loved
used
that
to
show.
watch
Like,
him.
yeah,
Yes.
I loved all that. And like, I still like, every once in a while I get in the mood for it, and I'll go watch him eat some random food on there or something like that. So
Yeah.
I dig that a lot.
Yeah. I like Chopped and Guys Grocery Games.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite. Guy's
That's
so
cool.
funny. It's almost like Food Network is the Guy Fieri network. Cause
It
like,
is.
yeah. Anyway.
It really is.
Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun visiting with you, Hunter. I just feel like I've known you forever and looking so forward to the release of your album. Maybe we'll have you back on when you get the album out.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I need to take a fishing trip down there. So
You should. I'm on the coast of Texas. It's a little town called Matagorda, but we're in between Corpus and Galveston. And actually, as soon as I finish here, the boat's waiting on me. They went ahead and left without me. And so I'm going to the boat ramp as soon as because I'm right here on the coast. The bay is right
uh,
behind me. Gulf of Mexico is right over here.
I'm jealous. I am
So
jealous.
we're fixing to go get some flounder and some trout. They're running. They're hot. It's smoking. It's on fire today.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you go catch some fish. All right. Good luck to
Yeah,
you.
go throw my top water. I loved it because I throw artificial only, but top water is my
Okay.
favorite. So yeah. But one other question before I let you go, it's kind of our signature question around here. If you were a cocktail, what would you be?
Man, something with tequila in it.
Tequila. There you go.
Yeah. Something with tequila.
All right. Well, Hunter, the best of luck to you. I don't need to give you the best of luck, but it's going to be a pleasure and a joy watching you grow.
I appreciate it. Y'all holler at me anytime. I really enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Hunter.
Yep, it was a pleasure.
And with a heavy tongue, she knew where I was from. As she left, I dared to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home.